Hi Chris, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How
That's
are you?
good. I'm good. Did you find the place okay?
I did, yes.
That's good. Awesome. I'm glad that you thought you're all right. My name's Amanda. I'm going to be doing the interview today with you. Before we get started, I just wanted to ask you if you've ever heard of confidentiality before.
Briefly, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you're familiar with it. Every agency understands confidentiality differently. So the way this agency understands it is I am legally obligated to keep anything you tell me a secret. It's confidential between you and I unless you've expressed harm for yourself or others or abuse against people under the age of 16, so minors.
Okay.
Other than that, it's all strictly kept in this room. Other than that, do you have questions about it at all?
No, that makes sense.
Perfect. So now that we have an understanding about confidentiality, I want you to know that today our time together is for me to get to know you, but also for you to get to know me, because it is hard to talk about your personal life without knowing who you're really talking to. I'm going to be asking you some questions. I'll be honest, some might be hard for you. If you find that any of these questions are too difficult or too personal, we can always skip over it. I want you to feel comfortable at all times, and don't hesitate to tell me if something's a little too hard for you to answer. This is a non-judgmental space, and I want you to know that. I am not here to judge you. I'm here to understand your story and get to know you.
Okay.
So other than that, how does that sound?
Sounds excellent, yeah.
Good, good. So why don't you just tell me why you're here today?
Well, my wife passed away about a year or so ago, and I'm having a really hard time dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
We were childhood sweethearts, and we were married just out of high school. We have 2 kids together, and I'm struggling taking on that full-time parent responsibilities. So I'm just finding it hard, and they're great kids, and I do care for them, but I feel like I'm neglecting a lot of the responsibilities that I have towards them. So I just would like some help, some support.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that you've lost somebody. Loss is not easy. It's different for everybody and affects everybody so hardly. And as a parent, you have to handle that loss and continue parenting your children, which is very difficult. So you're very brave for acknowledging.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, whose idea was it for you to come here today?
Well, partially mine, and there was a call to COUN, and I did want the profile open, but I felt I needed to reach out and get some help.
Yeah, well, you did say that you were a bit forced to come here, but it sounds like you made this decision a lot on your own, and that's hard and takes a strong person to do that on your own, so you should feel proud of yourself for that. Have you participated in counseling in the past?
I did do a bit of counseling offered with the hospice right after the death of my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But then I wasn't so open to follow through with that counseling session. It was just too hard of a time to get the full benefit, I guess, if you will, when we talk about it.
Yeah. Did you find it to be a negative experience then, or did you?
Not necessarily, it just wasn't the right time.
Wasn't the right time. For sure, I can understand that. Everyone's journey is so different and unique, and I hope to be able to go through the journey to get a better understanding of your experiences and how that's shaped you. So if you feel comfortable enough to tell me about it, could you tell me about any times in your life that you've really struggled or just felt hopeless? So this could be related to mental health issues, substance use, legal issues, housing issues, any of that stuff. So again, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to answer.
Lately, yes, it felt hopeless. I sustained injuries in a car accident also. I haven't fully acknowledged, but I have started to see a trend with my overuse of medication. I can see that becoming a problem. So that, and I also do feel quite alone. I don't have anybody around or any good immediate support. So so around me. So I'm a little lost in
For sure. And, you are not alone. There are so many people that go through that. Just let me tell you. So you expressed having issues with medications. Have you used these medications? Like what medications? What type of medications were you on that were prescribed, and like kind of how did that lead to you?
So I'm on Oxycontin, opiates, right now for the pain. I have a turn to drinking, or I do drink. I have a few drinks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that you feel like you're abusing your opiates or prescription?
It's been a while that I've been using them, so I can see that it may be more of an issue now.
Do you find it's taken away from your ability to do other to fulfill the other roles like parenting or your job or
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm neglecting those responsibilities and no motivation to do or go to work or to do anything like that, like housekeeping.
yeah.
And it's getting to be overwhelming, and I just turn back to those things to take it away.
For sure. That's like I said, you're not alone. There's a lot of people who struggle like you've struggled, but everyone's experiences are so different that I think you'll be fine. So we've talked about a lot of heavy subjects, obviously. So we're going to switch gears a little bit.
Sure.
If I were to ask maybe a coworker, or your kids, or your parents, or in-laws about any strengths that you show, what do you think they would tell me?
It's hard to see many right now, but if I were to think about it, maybe that after the complaint from CAS, I did want the support and the help. Maybe I did try the triple P parenting program. Didn't complete it though, which left me feeling kind of defeated. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you have such knowledge and a deep will to be a good parent to your kids, but you've got so much going on in your life, you've got so much on your plate right now that's getting in your way. Like you started those programs, you didn't complete them, but you started them. You've expressed wanting to be here, not feeling forced to be here. So I think that's a great quality about you. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm sure there's a lot more strengths that you don't realize you have, but we're all so hard on ourselves. So just keep that in mind, remember. Yeah. So, our time together is coming to an end, but do you feel like I maybe haven't asked anything or that you think is important for me to know?
Not at the moment. I think it was pretty straightforward. I hope I offered the information that you needed. Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
today's session was good.
It's good. Do you have any questions at all?
No, I mean, other than it was positive, but I don't know. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, that's fine. Well, thanks again for coming in today, and I feel like our time together was very progressive, and if we continue working together, I see a good future for you, even regardless of where you end up if it's not with me. So, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks.